Welcome to Creative Win Studio. Everyone, happy 2020. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I love the beginning of a new year. I don't know what it is, but I'm a big time goal setter and planner, and plus I got that cool new planner from Kristen, and I'm just excited to get working towards new goals. And I don't know why it seems like a fresh start. It just does. But anywho, so I spent a lot of time kind of going over what I want to do and accomplish in the coming year, and I hope you guys do the same. I think it's good to set goals. No, I know it's good to set goals. Like, I have really big goals, and then you kind of, where do I start? Start there and make smaller goals that will lead you to your large goal. Because if you just say, oh, let's just randomly pick something. I want to earn $1 million this year. Let's just throw that out there and leave it. Let that hang out there. What's that going to get you? If you don't have a strategy, you don't have a plan, you don't make baby steps towards that goal and, feel like you're accomplishing things by setting the smaller goals, you're never going to make it. So anyways, I've studied a lot about goal planning over the years. When you own your own business, you kind of, in order to keep things moving in the right direction, it's kind of funny I said that, you have to make goals and plans. And the reason I think that's funny is because no matter how many plans we make, they may not always work out. I never dreamed I would be designing cross stitch. If you would have asked me this, 15 years ago when I was hot and heavy into licensing, I would have said, cross stitch? Are you kidding me? Who even does cross stitch? Because at that point, I seriously didn't realize how big of a community this cross stitch is. And, and I'm not saying 15 years ago it was as big as it is now. I know it was huge like in the 80s. I know it was huge then. And like everything else, there's just ebbs and flows to business, to cross stitch. I mean, look at clothing, and how something is super in style, and then the next year something comes out that reminds you of things you wore 20, 30 years ago. There's ebbs and flows. And so, God, I'm really getting off on a tangent here. I'm sorry. But what I was getting at basically is that you can make plans, and a lot of times God makes better plans and leads you down a different path. But that doesn't mean you don't work towards a specific goal, because that specific goal that you're working towards is going to open up doors along the way to other opportunities. So anywho, moving right along, I want to start by saying thank you so much for all the thoughts, well wishes, and prayers for this beautiful person in my life that I just love dearly and can't imagine my life without, and pray for miraculous healing. There was a prayer that someone sent, and through Flosstube, or through my last video, and if you get a chance, go back through my comments through my last video and read that prayer. I ended up screenshotting the prayer, and I'm printing it off, and I'm going to pray that every day for this person, because it's the most beautiful prayer. I don't know if that's a prayer that is like well known, or if this is a prayer she made up, but oh my gosh, I almost put more glasses on. Starting off really great this year, aren't we? Oh my gosh. So yes, thank you for the prayers. I so appreciate it. So last Sunday, the kids and the grandkids were coming over to exchange gifts, with Bree and Eric and their grandkids. But on the way here, I guess Ellery threw up, and they didn't know if it was just something she ate or she ate too much. or she had the flu. So they just said, So just Bree and Easton came over, and Eric went back home with Ellery. So we ended up doing that on Thursday instead. So I had the kids all day Thursday. So much fun, the grandkids. And then when everyone got out of work, they all came over to the house with pizza and salad and exchanged gifts. And I'm telling you what, little kids make Christmas so much more fun. It was just a blast to watch her open gifts and get excited, and she's so diligent in opening every gift, taking every piece of paper off. Not like when they get older, just rip it off, throw it away, blah blah blah. But she was just, taking every little. It was so cute, so cute. So my birthday was New Year's Eve, and we went to the Knights of Columbus for the New Year's Eve party. They have a well-known band in the area. And we went with a couple other couples, but we knew a lot of people there too through our church and stuff. So it was fun, but you know what? I was so out of sorts. I was just tired. I just, all the running and all the things, and I had that sinus thing. Well, I still kind of have it. I'm still sniffing a little bit, but my gland is so swollen and it's like sore when I turn my head. I don't know what is going on, but anyways, I'm tired. And so, and I look so forward to going to that because I get to dance with my husband. Because normally when I go out to see a band, it's to see my husband's band, and I don't get to dance with him. So I was looking forward to dancing with him and everything, and I was so not into it. And we hung out though till 12:30. And I drove home because I wasn't drinking, because one of us had to drive. But I let him have a good time because I told him, I said, listen, he's always the DD. I said, listen, tonight I'm not drinking. You live it up, baby, because I don't feel like, I just was down, like tired. So I'm like, I will be the sober one tonight. You have a good time. He was fine. But anyways, moving right along. That's it for the week, for my life. That's my life. Oh, and we didn't do What You Paint Wednesday last Wednesday because my BFF, Kristen from Chevy Perceptions, her and I do that What You Paint Wednesdays, and she couldn't do it Wednesday because she was leaving like the next day or something. I think it was the next day for Disney. So she was busy doing she works for her husband's business, doing the paperwork. So she had to get all the paperwork done and the payroll checks, and then she had to pack and everything. And I think her flight left at like 3 a.m. or something the next day. And anyways, I don't blame her. I wouldn't do it either. So she won't be with me this coming Wednesday either. And I was, it was New Year's Day, and again, I was just tired, and I didn't feel like coming down here painting by myself, especially without her doing it with me. So I canceled it. I'm sorry, guys, if you were looking forward to that. But then this Wednesday, she will not be with me, but I am going to do it this week. She's still going to be in Disney, so it'll just be me. I'm going solo on What You Paint Wednesdays this week. And so it's Wednesday night, 8 p.m. on Facebook. So there'll be a link below. I want to do a couple shout outs. I don't think I've ever did a shout out for Country Stitchers, and I know everybody knows them because they are so good. Deb and Liz, right? Deb and Liz. I'm not real good with names, but I think it's Deb and Liz. I love them, and they are so informative. They give so much great information about stitching, and just they're very knowledgeable, and they get a lot of things done and show a lot of things. So I don't think I've ever mentioned them, so I wanted to mention them today. And then I found somebody that's fairly new, Niecie Lynn. She's in Texas, and I love a Southern accent. I have family in Missouri, so it's just, when I hear someone with a Southern accent, it warms my heart. And she is funny. She cracks me up, the stuff she says. So she's very energetic and a happy person. And so anyways, you got to check her out too. So I'll have links below to both of those channels. And then I had an oopsie last week. I said that Findlay, Ohio was 4 hours for me. No, it's 2.5. I don't know what I was thinking. You know, when you do these videos, you say things and then you watch it back and you go, that's not right. Or I find I'll get off on a tangent and never even finish talking about the original thing I was talking about. I do that a lot. So only 2.5 hours away. Way more doable. Announcements. Grungy. I have a grungy video tutorial. It's not a tutorial, I guess, but anyways, it's on my other YouTube channel where I show how I grungied up my angel painting. I'll be showing the painting here in a little while, but I had a painting, I just wasn't real happy with it, and so I just went for it and threw a bunch of grunge at it, and it turned out super cool, and I love it, and it's already sold. But I did a little video of how I grungied it up, so that's over at my other station, or my other channel. My other station, you know I got TV stations. Oh yeah, and I so appreciate everyone emailing me photos of their fully finished objects of my patterns. I mentioned it in last week's video, and I got several people that contacted me, so I appreciate that. I have one I got to add today too. A lady did a hooked rug of one of my angels. Oh, it turned out so beautiful. So I love seeing that, and I also love putting it on my needlework gallery on my blog so that other people can look at it. And you know, everyone's work turns out a little bit different, and the color changes and just how people interpret things, and I just love seeing the finished projects. So again, if you have any of my designs, whether it's a rug, it's punch needle or cross stitch, I'm putting it all on that gallery. So email me right here, teresacolbert3@gmail.com, if you want to email me your finished project. Design with me. So the design with me for the cat over the willow, my plan is to do that this Tuesday at 7 p.m. I want to do it at night so that hopefully more people can watch, but if you don't get to catch it, it'll be on my YouTube channel right here, so you'll be able to see it. But that's my plan, is Tuesday at 7 p.m. And I don't see an issue with doing that unless I can't get the Zoom, you know, screen recorder thing to work. So if it doesn't work out, I'll announce it on social media if I'm not going to do it. But anyways, this Tuesday, 7 p.m. is the plan. You know what? I said 7 p.m. and it was only because I was looking at the date, because that's the 7th. It actually says 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Okay, so this Tuesday, January 7th, 4 p.m. I know that's a little bit early, but I remember now why I wanted to do it at 4, because it'll take me probably an hour and a half to 2 hours to get it designed, and then that way I can be done down here and I can go up to the house and not have to come back down here. Does that make sense? So my apologies. 4 o'clock this Tuesday. Now everyone is talking about their goals and plans for 2020 regarding their stitching. So I thought I would just go over some of my goals and plans for this coming year. I'm going to be designing more samplers. That was something that I did for Sampler September. It blows me away that I already have 2 of them back. I'm so excited. But I love designing them. It was a total blast. And I want to do like a band sampler. I mean, I want to do a Quaker sampler with like really whimsical things in the Quaker sampler. I just have so much, and it's so full up here of ideas that I'm so excited. So more samplers in 2020 for sure. I'm gonna learn cross stitch, y'all, because I did some back stitching on those Fabulous Monster ornaments, and I'll insert a picture here of a little bit of the back stitching I did. I looked it up on YouTube, how to do back stitching for cross stitch, and it was actually kind of funny. It was a guy, but his instruction was very thorough, and what he was back stitching, it must have been an Ada or something, or even Claustrin or whatever that's called. I don't know. It was a big weave, so I could really see it. So I just followed his direction and I did it. Okay, now here's the clincher. I didn't do a great job. I did an okay job for my first time, and Also, because I didn't have a magnifying glass. I think it was 32 count linen, but even with 32 count linen, I could not see the holes even with my little cheaters on. And so people were giving me advice on Facebook on what light to buy, what, magnifying light to buy. And some people just use a stronger magnification on their glasses, which I'm not crazy about doing that because I don't know. That's another plan for 2020 is to get glasses. Go to the eye doctor and actually get glasses and quit using these things all the time, these little cheater glasses. But anyways, for the lack of tools that I should have had to do that back stitching, I did an okay job. But it's funny because when I was designing the cover, because those two are going to be released this month, when I was designing the cover, I zoomed in and I was like, oh my gosh, that is horrible. I mean, if you're just looking at it, it's not bad. But if you really zoom in on the computer, it's like, oh, I did a really bad job. So I ordered a light on Amazon and it should be here, I think they said the 6th or 7th, which is Monday and Tuesday. I can't remember the light or the brand I ordered, but when I get it in, I'll show it to you. But I got the 2.75 magnifier because I want to learn cross stitch and I want to stitch on like 40 count, 36 count, something like that. I want to do a higher count, but I know I can't do it without a magnifier. So anywho, look for that. I will be cross stitching this year. Another plan is to paint nearly every day. I worked out a new schedule for myself and I'm going to be getting down to the studio earlier in the day, and my first 4 hours of work down here will be painting. No matter what. 4 hours of painting. Boom. When that's done, then I can fill orders, I can do this, I can do that, I can do all the other things that are required in my business. But painting is my passion and it's my God-given talent, and I miss it when I don't do it. So I'm not going to say I'm going to paint every single day, but I'm going to paint nearly every day. Another plan and goal for 2020 is to meet as many floss tubers and stitchers as possible. And I think I'm on the right road to that by going to StitchCon in June, and then in the fall I'm going to the Midwest Cross Stitchers Retreat. Between those two things, I'm going to meet a lot of you and I'm stoked. I'm so excited to meet people face to face. And then last but not least, this is a huge undertaking. It's something I've been really pondering and praying about, and I feel that this is where I need to go with it. And it's going to help me with my daily painting as well. But okay, so I mentioned in my very first Flosstube video that I used to do Kogut Studio Uncut, and anyways, I'm not getting into all that. If you want to learn what that's about, or why I quit doing it, you can watch my Flosstube #1. But I am bringing it back, but it's going to be live. I will be going live and every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 or 10, however long it takes me. So here's the deal. Kogut Studio Uncut before was an art lesson a week at first. And I did that for months, and it was hard to keep up with. The reason it was hard to keep up with is because I could not upload the videos here at my house. I had to go to my mom's, and the lessons were 2 to 3 hours long, so I had to do them in small increments to get them to upload, and it was a whole deal. It was one of the main reasons I quit doing Kogut Studio Uncut. So I decided in my infinite wisdom that I'm bringing it back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go live, and I'm going to have a Facebook group, and only members of Kogut Studio Uncut are going to be in this Facebook group. And it's going to be a monthly membership. So you can pay 6 months at a time, or you can pay every month. And I will go live every Tuesday and do a painting and tell you exactly how I'm doing the painting. You'll get a PDF of what I'm going to paint ahead of time, and I'll tell you the supplies you need ahead of time so that you can get those. And then you can either paint with me or you can watch me paint and then paint your own. Because once I go live, the video will still be in the Facebook page. So you can just watch and then replay it and paint that way. So that'll be like, let's say week 1, I'll be doing a lesson. Then week 2 is live Q&A. So on live Q&A, it will just be me talking to the members, and they can ask me any questions about that previous painting. They can ask me questions about my business. They can ask, you know, how do I get started as an artist selling online? Whatever questions they want about art or the business of art. So it'll be every other week will be a painting lesson, and then every other week will be a Q&A, a live, and it's all going to be live. That way I don't have to upload anything. Once I'm done, I hit, you know, post, and then it's going to be there for the members. So that is how that's going to roll. Won't that be cool? So what I want, the reason I'm wanting to tell you this is, one, it's part of my 2020 plans, but I know all of you are, you know, stitchers and punchers and quilters, and you have all these things going on, and you're probably like, I am not interested in painting, which is fine. But maybe you have a niece or a nephew or a brother or a sister or a mother or a daughter or a son that wants to learn how to paint. Those are the people that you could please tell them about Kogut Studio Uncut. I think I'm going to call it Kogut Studio Uncut Live. So I don't have a date of exactly when I'm going to start this again. I plan on, my goal was the 1st of February, but I'm going to visit my mom the 1st of February for her birthday in Florida. Then I also found out this past week something that I actually had forgotten about, but Bree and Eric are going to be traveling the end of February from a Wednesday through Sunday. We will have both of the babies. So, and then we leave that following Wednesday for Nashville. So I'm freaking out, y'all, because I'm usually working my tail end off up until the moment we leave for Nashville. So to have the babies 5 days prior to Nashville, so like they'll be here Wednesday through Sunday, and then I take them to daycare on Monday, and then I have Tuesday, and then we leave for Nashville on Wednesday. So I have to be way ahead of the game on Nashville. So I just think it's too much to add Kogut Studio Uncut in the midst of all of that. So I probably will start at April 1st, or the first Tuesday in April will probably be when I start it. But I want to start putting the word out now so people are aware of it and thinking about it, and maybe thinking of someone that wants to paint and would like to do that with me. Join me live and paint. Okay? So those are my goals. That's a lot. So that's a lot, but I'm super excited about it. And, you know, Kevin was worried about, you know, with Kogut Studio Uncut Live, well, what if we're traveling or something? I will take my camera and my lights and everything with me. It's just small stuff, and I can do watercolor. I can do a watercolor on the go, you know, so it's not going to tie us down. And the other thing is, you know, I'm kind of ramping up my end of the business because this is 2020 is the year Kevin's going to retire. His goal is to hang out until October and retire in October. But, you know, we'll just see how it goes. And yeah, I'm going to be crazy, super crazy busy for you know, the summer months and into fall, but it's okay. It's okay. I love a challenge. I love to be busy, and I love teaching people how to paint. So I'm really excited about it. All right, guys, we're getting into the good stuff now. I think it's all good stuff, but I know y'all are stitchers and you probably don't necessarily want to hear about all that other stuff. So Q&A, somebody emailed me about the Sadie and Sam punch needle that I have in the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitchers magazine for the Christmas winter issue. And they asked me where I got the craft stars. I got them at Factory Craft Direct. I think that's the name of it. I'll have a link below to the exact stars that I used, but I painted I don't know if I mentioned that too in my instructions in the magazine, but I painted them, just kind of dry brushed like a cream color paint over top of them. Somebody asked me on my other YouTube channel what brand crackle do I use for my paintings, and it's called Joe Sonia, and I'll have a link below for that too. Okay, whips, I didn't work. It was still crazy with New Year's and all of that. And we are stuffing patterns like crazy because the January release is coming up. So I don't have any whips right now. I do have a finish. So Jerry, she has been working feverishly and she has been updating me on Heaven and Nature, and I've been updating you as well. Well, she shipped it back and it wasn't supposed to get here till the 6th, but guess what? It got here today. So I want to just real quick tell you what it is stitched on. It was stitched 1/2 on 40 count Weeks Dye Works parchment, but it's the Zweigart based linen, okay? And I really like the color, so let me go get it for you. I cannot tell you how much I love this sampler. So this one is called Heaven and Nature. The one I showed last week was about the same size. These are large samplers, y'all, but it's all good. They're not all going to be this large, but I want to show you, okay, so that's back far. I want to come up and show you the close-ups because I love how like that top piece could be stitched and made into a drum. The centerpiece, same as that, you know, or same thing goes for that. And then the bottom piece. They all could be stitched in 3 separate projects. But I love, and you could take some of these motifs out and just make ornaments too. I love that deer with the owl on his little hind end and that funky bird hanging off his antlers. I love that. Those are supposed to look like poinsettia plants or the poinsettia flower. And then that big beautiful house, which that's a lot of stitching on that house, but I love that house. And then coming out of the chimney of the house are like little quilt blocks. Instead of smoke, little quilt blocks come out of that house chimney. And then another little row of flowers and stars. And our cute little... So there's a lot of birds and a lot of animals in this because it's Heaven and Nature. So the heaven part are the angels at the top. And then nature is, of course, the flowers and the squirrels and the raccoon and the birds and the bunny. All the things. Isn't it fun, guys? I think the border is super fun, too. So there you go. It's here. It's here. It's here. So that's Heaven and Nature, stitched by Jerry Inglis, and she is in Canada. So thank you, Jerry, so very much. It's just beautiful. I mean, I just couldn't be more happy. I did get a hold of Donna, and she's working on another sampler, and she said that she should have it done the end of January. So, and then the 4th sampler, I haven't heard back, so I'm not sure when that one's going to be done. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, the end of January, if the 4th one's back, cool. If it's not, I'll just wait and release that at a different time. The end of January, I am taking them to be framed. But I got to contact them first because they might say, oh, that's not enough time for us to get the frames in and get them framed. Ugh. It's pressure. I'm under pressure, guys. Okay, and then, so that was my finish. That was Jerry's finish. And then my FFO is my painting. I'm going to insert a picture here of what the painting looked like before I grungied it up. And here is a picture of it after I grungied it up. And it's very shiny. I put a satin finish on it. And the reason I did that is because there's gold paint on the halo and on the wings, and I wanted that to keep its shimmer. And if I put a matte varnish on, it's not going to be shimmery anymore. This painting is sold, and it'll be up to her if she wants me to put a matte varnish on it or not. Okay, So here we go. I'm just gonna go in close. I'm gonna turn off my ring light first. It's so gloomy today. That's why I normally don't use a light, but it's really gloomy here today. So here is the grungy painting. So what I did is I used black paint and a brayer, a rubber brayer, and I just rolled on black paint. And in spots, I took some of it off as well. And then I used, not a spatula, why do I always want to say that? Like a scraper, and scraped gold paint, shimmery gold paint on the wings and the halo. And she just turned out lovely. I think she's awesome, and I wasn't gonna sell it. I was gonna hang this in my house. It would match my basement perfectly because we have the black ceiling and the tan walls. But I thought, you know what? The person that wanted this, she watched me paint the whole thing on What You Paint Wednesdays, and all along she kept saying she wanted it. So I can always paint, you know, another angel and grungy it up for my basement. And she's a 2020. I thought it was funny. It's 20 inches by 20 inches. And I was thinking it was a 16 by 20. I didn't even realize it was square. But yeah, it's a 2020. And it was finished in 2020. So that's my FFO. And then for haul, I don't have a lot of haul. Other than from the Fat Quarter Shop, I bought needles because I take a lot of notes when I watch Flosstube, and I listen to y'all. And everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people were saying that they really like that ball tip needle. So I ordered 2 ball tip needles, size 26, and that's what I used to do that back stitching. And wow, that was really nice. And then I have Bohen 26. And I got this. It's a needle threader. I gotta figure out how to use it though. But it's super cool. It looks like an antique heart. So I plan on figuring out how to use that. And then I got the Snag Nabbit. And I learned about the Snag Nabbit from Steph, from Pam and Steph. Just Keep Stitching on Flosstube. I don't even know what it's for. I just remember her saying that you go over your linen or your cloth to make it look good again. I don't know. I gotta figure out how to use that. So that was my haul, y'all. And I think that was an important haul because I'm gonna start cross stitching this year. And I might even cross stitch something for Nashville. Because I have some smalls that I need to get done for Nashville, and I don't want to put that kind of pressure on other stitchers. So I'm going to attempt to stitch one of them myself. No, we'll see how it goes. Whims of the Past. Okay, I was going to show this fabric line. I was looking for fabric to finish the Fabulous Monsters. And, well, let me back up. The reason I don't have more FFOs is because I FFO'd all the January releases. Not all of them. Gosh dang it. I already had some of them done. But I finished the Be Kind. I finished the Fabulous Monsters. And that one I had to do the back stitching first. And I just got those finished yesterday. I can't remember if there was another one or not. But anyways, so I did have more FFOs, but they're good. When I'm done filming this, I'm going to film my January release video. So stay tuned for that. And anyways, while I was looking for fabric to do the backing for the Fabulous Monster ornaments, and I remember seeing some Halloween fabric on this side of my studio, because remember, the other side of the studio is still not done, and it's a hot mess. And I didn't want to try to dig for Halloween fabric, even though I have a gazillion of it over there. But it's in bins, and everything is just, you know, pushed to the center of the room because we're working on the walls and caulking and all that. So I'm like, I think I have some Halloween fabric over here. And I looked, and I did. And the funny part is, It's called, I want to say Halloween Dance. And it's Marcus Fabrics produced it for me. Years ago. I don't know how many years ago, but many years ago. I think it's called Halloween Dance. If you have, yeah, Halloween Dance by Teresa Kogut. And I thought it was funny because it had some of my fabulous monsters in it. So I'm just going to show you this line real quick. And I don't think this is all of the line. I don't know. But I'll save that one for last. The fabric that I used for the backing of the Fabulous Monsters is this one right here. Isn't it fun? It's fun and whimsical. They had it in the black too, but I thought there was too much purple in the black. And having said that, that is the main reason I kind of quit, just kind of gave up on designing fabric. I designed for South Sea Imports for several years and did probably, I don't know, 8 lines a year. I mean, it was a lot of work. But I loved working with them because they nailed my colors. And it was just awesome. And I had a great working relationship with the lady that, you know, that we worked together. Anyways, but see these bright colors? That's not me. I don't use them bright colors. So after I left South Sea Imports, for reasons that I might get into another day, I went with P&B Textiles, and you know, they did like 1 line a year with me, and I was used to doing like 6, and the colors weren't matching my artwork, and it was just a real struggle. So then I separated from them, and then I went with Marcus Fabrics, but I was having the same issue where they were brightening my colors. They were adding colors that I don't use purple, but you know, I don't know if it was just because that was trendy at that time or what, but I wanted it to look like my artwork because that's what I was used to with South Sea Imports. And then there's this big panel. Let me go back here and open it. If you are looking for it, go to eBay. If you see what you like or you want to do something with this fabric, go to eBay and type that in and see if you can find it. Or you could just put fabric by Teresa Kogut and see what comes up, because I see my fabric a lot on eBay. But yeah, isn't that panel cool? But it's so bright. It's just that orange is almost glow-in-the-dark hunter orange, and I'm sorry, I don't like that bright of an orange. And so that's why I quit designing fabric. I could not find a company that would use the colors that I paint with and try to stay true to the artwork. So anyways, that's my story about designing fabric and why I don't anymore. Look at this. I love this little panel. This would be a cute little pillow. I mean, maybe you can tone the colors down. I don't know if you can tea coffee dye quilting fabric or what. I don't know. It says you're invited to the annual Halloween dance hosted by Silhouettes, October 31st, 10 p.m. till sunrise. Can you see that? Oh, it's right here. Isn't that cute? A cute little pillow. But anyways, I like more dull colors, more primitive colors. So that's Whims of the Past. I'm not doing weekly whims this week because nothing sticks out at me. Okay, on to the giveaway. Last week was a pattern of your choice, and the keyword was favorite. And I loved reading all your comments. A lot of people are into seasonal stitching. Some people love samplers, and it was just nice to see the big variety. I mean, everyone has something special they like, so that was really fun. So I'm going to insert the random YouTube comment picker here. Last week's question was, what is your favorite thing to stitch? And the prize is your choice of a pattern from my Etsy shop. The winner is Deborah Lindsay. Favorite things to stitch are cats and Halloween. Happy New Year. Thank you and congratulations, Deborah. And thank you everybody for participating. And we will get back to our program. So congratulations. If you could just email me right here, teresakogut3@gmail.com. Let me know your mailing address and what pattern you would like from my Etsy shop. And here's my Etsy shop address as well. It's etsy.com/shop/Teresa Kogut. So if you go there, pick out what pattern you want, I'll get that in the mail to you ASAP. So thank you everyone for participating. And then I'm doing something different now. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so let me preface it by saying this. A very sweet lady contacted me and ordered my angel deck through my Etsy shop and had it sent as a gift to Jan Hicks Creates. She has a Flosstube channel too. And somebody contacted me not too long ago and said, you know, I'm really enjoying Jan Hicks reading your cards. So she's reading a card every time she does a Flosstube. And I thought, you know what? I love that idea. So I'm stealing her idea. Thank you, Jan. But I wanted to start at the beginning of the year because there's 52 cards and there's 52 weeks in the year. So this all of 2020, my giveaway question will revolve around whatever card I pull out of the deck. I didn't, like when I opened the deck, I shuffled them like playing cards because I don't want them to be in order of how people get them. I want it to be random. So, having said that, the first angel card this week. When you awake in the morning, ask yourself, what can I do today to become the person I want to be? So that's your question this week. You don't have to be elaborate on it. If you have no idea, if this question doesn't, if you don't relate to this question, that's fine. Just long as you put the keyword in the comment, that's all that matters. So the keyword is going to be today. So long as you type somewhere in your comment today, you'll be entered in the drawing. But, you know, ask yourself, what can I do today to become the person I want to be? Maybe you want to become a better stitcher, so you say, I'm going to do some stitching today. Maybe you want to learn to paint, so you decide, I'm going to, you know, get some paints out and paint today. Whatever it is, I want to hear about it. So that is your question this week. So the last thing that we're going to do is the Chinese fortune teller. Oh, and the prize. I'm sorry. The prize is going to be one of my new release patterns, okay? Whether it's punch needle or cross stitch, either one is fine. But you'll have to watch my next video to see what those are. Okay, Chinese fortune teller. Oh, I didn't write her name down. Oh, it was Joe Wick, I think. I was right, it was Joe Wick. I'm gonna write her name down. She said turquoise 12-3, which is a mouthful. TURQUIOSE 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Number 3 is Artist Designer Spotlight. Oh, I love that topic. I love that topic so much. So I am going to end it right here, and I'm going to go look someone up and I'm going to talk about them. So I'll be right back. So my designer spotlight this week is on Wendy's Bears. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. I've followed her for years. I used to collect mohair bears years ago. I haven't really bought any in a long time. I have plenty of them. Pat Murphy is another one that comes to mind. She's a Michigan gal. But anyways, this time I want to talk about Wendy's Bears. She has the most unique looking, not just bears, but other animals. She does elephants and dogs, and she just recently created the Winnie the Pooh characters. That piglet I wanted so bad, but here's the thing. I don't own anything of hers because her stuff, wait a minute, back up. I might from early on, like when I first learned about her. But she has such a following now that when her things go for sale, the minute she posts it, it's sold. I mean, by the time I get online and I see it, it's already sold. So I'm going to have all her links below. She has an Etsy shop where she sells her patterns. So if you are a good sewer and you want to learn how to make things like her just for yourself, you can do that. And then She has a website, and then her Etsy shop is, no, I just said that. Her website is where you can see a lot, let's say products, and you want to go to her products, and you can go back through like 6 pages of different things that she has designed in the past. I'm going to go see, I think I have one of hers. Let me go look. No, my bad. No, I don't have any Wendy's bears. This is Lori Brooklyn. No. Dear God, Lori Brooklyn is not Forgotten Farm. What is my deal? This is Lori Ann. I never know how to say her last name. Let me see. It used to be Baker, I think. But now it's... Anyways, Lori is amazing as well. Look at this bear. Look how cute this is. And then I have Pat Murphy. I mentioned all of the Pat Murphy bears I have are up at my house. This was actually on display in my bathroom down here at the studio. Who sees it? Nobody gets to enjoy this little bear. He was like in a shelf, tucked in the back corner of this shelf. So I think I'm going to bring him up to the house. I feel bad he's down here. Nobody sees him. He's so cute. Anyways, I love mohair bears, and so I want you to go check out Wendy's. And as I'm talking, hopefully I remembered to insert pictures of her bears in case you don't want to go to the links and everything. You just want to see her work. So that's it, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. I so love your comments and your support and your encouragement for my samplers. They're being so well received. I get people emailing me and messaging me on Instagram, when is this coming out? Or whose sampler is that? What's the name of it? I want to buy it. And, you know, so I'm really, really so grateful, and just so grateful for my stitchers that stitch the models for me. I mean, I couldn't do it without y'all. So I'm beyond grateful. And I'm also just grateful for everyone here that showed me so much support and encouragement. And I love reading your comments, and I can't wait to meet a lot of you soon. So that's it for this week. Have a great stitchy week, and don't forget, create every day. Bye.